Welcome back to the cryptoworld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, Bitcoin is running into the most significant area of resistance, while the price is just about hitting the technical price target for this breakout, and is also flashing a new warning signal in the short term. So I'll be talking about all of that in just a moment, alongside Ethereum, which is now flashing a new warning signal, and Solana, which is also breaking out from a new bullish pattern. So I'll be talking about all of that and so much more later in the video, so definitely watch to the end. First of all, starting off on the weekly Bitcoin chart, and right now, as I mentioned recently on the channel, the price of Bitcoin is running into the golden pocket area of resistance, which is sitting in between around 48,000 to 50,000. And so far, we have already seen two significant rejections from this exact area on the chart. First of all the way back here at the end of March 2022, and also roughly around 1 month ago, we saw another major rejection from in between 48 to 50k, as I also talked about back then on the channel. And so basically what this means is just in the short term, we could potentially see the price of Bitcoin struggle around 48 to 50k, as it is acting as strong resistance. But once we eventually see a confirmed breakout above 50,000 with weekly candle closes above $50,000, then in that case, we could potentially see a quick move up towards the all-time high. Because above 50,000, we should only have a little bit more resistance at around 57 to 58,000, but that Fibonacci level is not as significant as the golden pocket. But obviously, as of right now, we have not yet confirmed a breakout above 50,000, which means, once again, at least in the short term, while the price is still running into that area of resistance, we could potentially see the price struggle around that price range. But if we're taking a look at the 3-day Bitcoin chart, as I've been talking about almost every day over the last 1 week or so, we have this major signal pointing towards a significant volatile move, which obviously has been playing out as expected over the last few days. And typically, based on previous examples here in the chart, this volatile move usually plays out over around 1 to 2 weeks or so. And so far, it's been just under 1 week from this volatile move now playing out. And so this volatile move could potentially continue to play out over the next 1 week, but that could also depend on factors like a lot of inflows or outflows from the spot Bitcoin ETFs. Obviously, if we have a lot more inflows from the spot Bitcoin ETFs, that can really help the price of Bitcoin. But over the weekends, of course, the spot Bitcoin ETFs are not trading at all, which means no buying and no selling from the spot Bitcoin ETFs because the US stock market is closed on weekends. But with that being said, we just got in some new numbers from BlackRock telling us how much Bitcoin they actually bought just on Friday when the Bitcoin ETFs were last trading. Because as of Friday, BlackRock is currently holding around 87,779 Bitcoin, worth over $4.1 billion US dollars in their spot Bitcoin ETF. And if we're taking a look at their last numbers, which were their Thursday numbers, this was sitting at around 82,500 Bitcoin approximately, worth around $3.71 billion US dollars. And so from that, we can work out that just on Friday, BlackRock alone bought around 5,264 Bitcoin for their spot Bitcoin ETF just on Friday, which is around $250 million. And so obviously, if BlackRock keeps up that buying pressure, if there's that much demand continuing moving forward for BlackRock's spot Bitcoin ETF, that is a big deal for Bitcoin, because that means BlackRock are buying a lot more Bitcoin off the spot market to back their ETF. But once again, on weekends, the ETFs are not trading, so we have to wait for Monday to potentially see the next major move when the ETFs begin trading again. But as I've also mentioned recently on the channel, if we're looking at these previous volatile moves, we usually see around a 30% move if we're looking at this first example, or around a 20 to 30% move if we're looking at the third example, or this second example right here was around a 20% move to the downside. And so once again, as I mentioned recently on the channel, we could end up seeing around a 20 to 30% move to the upside in the price of Bitcoin from where that volatile move really started. And so that would put the price of Bitcoin in between around 51,000 to 55,000 approximately. And so, of course, that would be very interesting if we do end up seeing that continue to play out over the next 1 to 2 weeks or so, because that could potentially mean a breakout above this golden pocket. But we still have to wait and see to confirm that. But anyway, if we're taking a look at the daily Bitcoin chart, of course, just recently, we have now confirmed a new daily candle close above these previous daily candle closes, setting a new higher high in the daily candle closes, which is good news for Bitcoin. That is bullish price structure anytime we're forming higher lows or higher highs. And of course, that's another invalidation signal of the previous bearish divergence, because we have higher highs in the price in the candle closes and higher highs in the RSI, which means no bearish divergence at all. But obviously, if you've been watching my videos since the price was all the way back down here at around 43,000, I've been talking about how this bearish divergence is basically already invalidated because we've already seen a breakout here in the RSI above this important descending line of resistance. And if we're looking at the momentum here in the daily Bitcoin MACD, of course, as of right now, this is still showing a lot of bullish momentum, as I've been talking about basically every day over the last couple of weeks. And so as of right now on the daily Bitcoin chart, things are still looking more bullish than bearish. And if we're taking a look at the DXY, as I've also mentioned recently on the channel, of course, this is still continuing that short-term dip to the downside that I've talked about over the last 1 week or so. And so, of course, if this continues that move to the downside in the DXY, that would be a continued bullish signal for the price of Bitcoin. But as always, it is important that we pay attention to multiple different patterns and indicators rather than rely everything on just one single indicator. And so basically, we're trying to look at multiple bullish and bearish indicators and see if things are looking more bullish or more bearish. So if there's more bullish indicators right now versus bearish indicators, for example. And overall, on the larger timeframes, especially, once again, things are currently looking more bullish than bearish, especially in terms of the momentum. And of course, this has also been due to the fact that the price has been breaking out from this bullish inverse head and shoulders pattern, as I've been talking about basically every single day since all the way back down here at around 42 to 43,000. And so once again, as I've been saying on the channel, since all the way back down here, we have this bullish price target in play, which is sitting at around 48.8k. And at least as of recording this video, the price of Bitcoin has hit around 48.6k. So obviously extremely close to this bullish price target. And so what this actually means for the price of Bitcoin is, personally in my situation with entering a breakout trade right here, a long position, personally I'd be taking a lot of profits off the table from that short-term leverage trade right around this price target, and in fact just before the price target. And so essentially right now I'll be scaling out of that long position, but I would keep some of that position remaining open in case we just continue pumping to the upside. And of course, as always, as the trade moves further into profits, personally I move my stop loss further into profits as well, so that basically secures profits even in the worst case scenario. And so essentially, if you missed this trade right here, obviously we've pretty much already hit the technical price target, which basically means this specific trade right here is essentially already over. And so basically, if I was looking to take a new trade, personally right now, I would not be looking to trade Bitcoin because there simply isn't a new trading opportunity on Bitcoin right now because we've only just completed this trade right here, this technical pattern. But as I talked about yesterday, there's potentially a new opportunity, which I'll talk about again later in the video. And just before talking about that new trading opportunity, obviously it's worth setting up on an exchange ready to go in order to take those trades if you want to. And personally, I take those trades over on Bybit, so I'll make sure to leave a link to Bybit in the description down below and in the pinned comments. And if you use that link down below this video to make a Bybit account and deposit on that account, you can get up to a $30,000 deposit bonus, but only if you use that link down below this video. But for whatever reason, if you cannot access Bybit or if you cannot KYC on Bybit, there is also Bitflex, which is another crypto exchange similar to Bybit, but you don't need KYC for Bitflex. And also right now, Bitflex is running an exclusive Apple Watch Series 9 giveaway if you click the link down below this video and head over to Bitflex. Because that link down below in the description and in the pinned comments will take you to this page right here where you can read up about this giveaway. And in order to enter this giveaway, all you need to do is deposit $100 worth of crypto or more and to make one trade on the derivatives market over at Bitflex in order to enter this giveaway over at Bitflex. And once again, only those of you who use the link down below this video can actually enter this giveaway. And so if you're trading crypto anyway, or if you're preparing to take the next trading opportunity, you might as well get set up or ready to go on one of those exchanges using those links down below this video if you want to get those extra bonuses or enter this giveaway. But anyway, now that the price of Bitcoin has basically already hit this technical price target, we've already gotten very close to the technical price target. If we're zooming into the shorter term, looking at the 4-hour Bitcoin chart, looking at important support and resistance and a new signal flashing right now. First of all, we have just seen a further bounce from this level of support, which is sitting at around 46.8k to 47k, as I talked about recently on the channel over the last 2 days. And we also have some more support down towards around 45,000 to 45.4k. And as for short-term resistance, we also have some short-term resistance at around 49,000. But what we are also seeing flash right now on the 4-hour Bitcoin chart is, of course, a new potential bearish divergence with higher highs confirmed in the price in the candle closes and lower highs forming here in the 4-hour Bitcoin RSI. And so what this basically means is just in the immediate short term, as in potentially over the next couple of days, we could end up seeing a bit of a break from all of this crazy bullish price action, and instead we could start cooling off in the short term, either with a sideways consolidation or possibly a slight pullback. But as I said earlier in the video, depending on inflows and outflows from the spot Bitcoin ETFs, of course, if we see another major inflow day on Monday, of course, that could send the price a lot higher despite this short-term bearish divergence. And so once again, I would not necessarily rely everything on just one single signal that we're seeing right now on a smaller time frame. But once again, at least for the rest of this weekend, we're most likely going to see this bearish divergence play out in the form of either sideways price action or some slight bearish price action, once again, potentially just for the rest of this weekend. And if we're taking a quick look at the Bitcoin liquidation heat map, we can still see a decent amount of liquidity sitting in between around 48.8k going up towards around 49k approximately. And so essentially that area of liquidity is currently attracting the price to the upside towards that area. And as for liquidity to the downside, we do have some liquidity at around 46.6k to 46.7k, and below that we have some more liquidity at around 44.2 to 44.4k. But once again, between the current price and that lower area of liquidity, there are some short-term support levels that we need to pay attention to. But anyway, getting into the Ethereum part of this video, this is on the daily ETH to US dollar chart. And right now, the daily Ethereum RSI is getting extremely close to breaking out above this important descending line of resistance, which will officially invalidate the previous bearish divergence. But like I've been saying anyway, over the last 1 week or so, of course, we're already seeing a lot of bullish momentum now show up here in the daily Ethereum MACD. And so once again, as I've been saying every day since around 1 week ago, I would be expecting some bullish price action in the short term as the most likely scenario. And that's especially been the case due to the fact that we've seen this bullish breakout from this symmetrical triangle pattern, which, as I've been saying since all the way back down here at 2.3k, that's been setting up a bullish price target for the price sitting at around 2580. And just like Bitcoin getting very close to that bullish price target, the price of ETH is also getting very close to this bullish price target, because so far from the current local high in the price of ETH to this bullish price target, that's roughly around a 1.5% move to the upside. So we've only gotten within 1.5% to this price target. And by the way, since the breakout, we've moved around nearly 10% to the upside. And so obviously, if you followed me taking this breakout long position anywhere near this breakout, if you entered this trade, obviously right now you're doing very well so far. But personally, in my short-term leveraged long position, just this breakout long position right here, I have taken a little bit more profits off the table due to this bearish divergence showing up here on the 6-hour Ethereum chart. Because obviously we have higher highs confirmed in the price in the candle closes, while the RSI is forming lower highs here in the 6-hour Ethereum RSI. And now, technically speaking, this short-term bearish divergence on the 6-hour time frame is not yet confirmed, because we still need to at least confirm this 6-hour candle close in the red. Because just for example, if the price actually turns this candle into a green candle, that could create a new higher high in the RSI. And of course, if we have higher highs in the price and higher highs in the RSI, there's no bearish divergence at all. And so that's why I've just taken a small amount of profits off the table for this specific leveraged long position right here. And obviously, I still have the remainder of that trade open in case we continue higher, especially towards this price target. And obviously, with this trade already well and truly in profits, I do have my stop loss sitting in profits. So even in the worst case scenario, I've already taken some profits off the table. And if we crash to the downside right now, that will just trigger my stop loss and exit me out of the trade automatically in profits. And once again, if you want to take these trades just like myself, then make sure to check out those links down below this video, either Bybit or Bitflex, to get set up on one of those exchanges if you want to take these trades and get those extra bonuses. But anyway, taking a quick look at the 8-hour ETH to US dollar chart, and over the last 1 day, we've now seen a new higher high, a breakout above this short-term level of resistance, which was sitting at around 2490 to 2.5k. And so right now in the immediate short term, that could potentially act as new support. In case we retrace here, we could potentially bounce from around 2490 to 2.5k. But in a more bearish scenario, if we break back below 2490, then in that case, we also have more support in this price range in between 2390 to around 2430. And as for the next level of resistance to the upside, that is sitting at around 2580 to 2590 based on this previous high, also a Fibonacci level sitting at that level, and also this price target at around 2580. And now if we're taking a look at the price of Solana on the 8-hour time frame, we're still seeing that bullish breakout above this important golden pocket area of resistance, sitting in between around $105 to $107 approximately. And as I mentioned recently on the channel, not only are we breaking out above the important golden pocket area of resistance, we're also breaking out to activate this inverse head and shoulders pattern, setting up a bullish price target at around $133. And so from the point of the breakout from around $107 to that price target, that's around a 25 to 26% move to the upside, or from the current price as of recording this video to that price target, that's still around a 22 to 23% move to the upside. And this price target up here and this bullish pattern right here will only be invalidated if we see a confirmed break back below this golden pocket. So basically, if we confirm candle closes back below $105, that would invalidate this bullish price target. And so personally, I use those points of invalidation as some ideas to place stop losses. Obviously, placing a stop loss, for example, would make the most sense below a point of invalidation in this scenario. But as always, that is not personal financial advice. That is just giving you some insight into my strategy, my short-term trading strategy with these breakouts. And as I actually shared in my last video, I have already started to scale into a small long position right here on the price of Solana, as you can actually see on my Bybit account. And as of right now, it's still only a relatively small position, and I do have some more buy orders just in case we actually see another retest of this golden pocket. But even if we do not see that retest, I'm still okay, because once again, I still have actually entered a small amount of that long position in case we just continue to the upside. And once again, personally, I will be looking to close that trade either if we hit the price target or if we invalidate the price target by seeing a break back below $105. And so obviously in that scenario, I would take a small loss, which is the risk in this trade. But the whole idea with this trade is that there's less risk compared to the potential reward. Obviously, the potential reward from the current price to the price target is a larger move compared to the current price at the point of invalidation. But once again, none of that is personal financial advice, because I'm not a personal financial advisor and I don't know your personal financial situation. I'm just letting you know my personal trades and what I'm doing with my own money. And as for other levels of resistance, we should also find some resistance at around $113 to $114 and more resistance at around $125. And if you want to know how you can take these trades in the price of any crypto, whether we're going to the upside, to the downside, or simply chopping around sideways, you can profit from all of that price action by watching these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how you can open and close long positions and short positions to make money if the price is bullish or bearish. And the video in the bottom left shows you how you can easily profit from choppy sideways price action. But anyway, that is everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.